Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie. I am here for what we are currently calling Tiny Tip Tuesday. I'm thinking about changing the name because it's rarely a tiny tip. So I'm trying to get my tablet ready. It looks like it's good. So I'm like really early, you guys. I know. I'm a little more than an hour early. Somebody popped on. Say hello. So, because my sweet son is coming over with lunch, and to binge watch a show we like to watch together. So I decided you guys could handle it if I popped on a little early. So we're going to talk about this month's paper pumpkin. Before I begin, let me get the advertising out of the way. You can shop for Stampin' Up! Or sign up for the awesome monthly Paper Pumpkin subscription and or purchase it month by month, totally up to you, at my Stampin' Up! Website, MemoryINKers.com. It's also my Gmail address. And the hostess code for October 2024 is 7, P as in Paul, U as in umbrella, 9. E as in Edgar, A as in Adam, H as in Henry, Z as in zebra. Okay, so that's done. I look like I'm frozen. No, apparently not. Okay, good. Phew. All right, so as you pop on, please say hello. I like to know who's watching. I can see that some of you are there. Yes, I know I have a weird silver thumb. I've said this before, but I always like to tell it for new people. This thumb cracks this way, and it hurts really, really bad. So when it does that, I have to do something to keep it from making me cry uncontrollably. Okay, so this is the October 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you have got this kit. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the refills may be available. If you do not subscribe to Paper Pumpkin Kit, you cannot get this kit. So the only way to get it is to be a subscriber. So it's very exclusive and very, very cool. And this one comes with a really pretty box. I mean, this could be good for gift giving. Just cover that up with a note and you're all decorated. Okay, so I've been playing with it, so I'm going to tell you it comes with some ribbon pieces, okay? There's a lot of them. I don't know how many. Some dimensionals, like always. A Stampin' Spot of shaded spruce. As per normal, I will save the spot for giveaways or whatever, and I will pull out my full-size Stampin' Spruce ink pad for this. I've already pulled out some of the stamps that we are going to use today. This is tear and tape. Look at how thick that is. Now I'm going to show you some tricks with tear and tape. If you don't have any, but you have this kit, it's for putting on. I'm using it for putting on the ribbons. I would cut it, like after you pull it back, I would cut it so it's thinner. Because you don't really need it this thick, but there are a lot of reasons to need thick. So I want to hang on to this for those reasons and use my skinny tear and tape when needed. All right, so there's that. Of course, it comes with the instructions, as always. So wonderful. I love that they're doing this. Here's what else might you need for completing this project? I love that. Things that you can grab and get ready to play with. So fun. If you have questions about those, let me know. But then it tells you how to put things together, what pieces to grab, because there's only 2 different cards in this kit, but there are 5 of each card, so you're getting 10, so it's pretty cool. And honestly, I'll talk to you about it later, but there's so many leftover pieces that you can do so much with. So here we go. There's the instructions. The instructions always have a ruler on them so that you can measure things. If you don't have a measuring thing, good morning, Barbara. Thanks for saying hello. Although I can't imagine any crafter not having some sort of measuring device around. I don't know. That's just me. All right. So then you get a stamp set. I'm using most of them. I will show you the piece in a minute. This is one of the cards. I'm just going to show you. I always make one of the cards the way they say to make them, and then I do my thing. So this is what's fun is, look, it's a trifold card. And I just think it's very fun. This one is also a trifold card. Now I'm going to tell you, for both of these, the ribbon I thought was too short. It barely peeked out. So I cut it in half and attached it the width I wanted it to be, the length. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter, but I think that might have been a little bit of a boo-boo. Although in their samples, they do show them peeking out like just a tiny little bit. It's like a waste of ribbon. If you're going to put ribbon on something, let's show the ribbon. Okay, and then again, this one is also a trifold card. So these are really nice. This trifold idea, whether you're using the paper pumpkin or you're making some Christmas cards for your family or holiday cards or birthday or whatever, doing a trifold like that gives you a lot of writing space. If you're sending that to somebody and you just want to do more than stamp something in it and sign your name, you want to send them a note, a nice long note. And I think that happens a lot during the holidays. A trifold card is a really good idea. Okay, so here's some of the pieces. You get 5 sheets of these pop-outs, and you can see I have pieces. Now this one is actually a piece that was cut from that because I only ended up using part of it. And you'll see I'm going to be playing with these pieces today. So I'm going to set that over here. You also get these really nice labels, and you get 12 of them. And remember, there's only 10 cards. So if you're like me, you get to make a boo-boo. And you will see a serious boo-boo on one of my alternative cards, which my husband loved to point out to me. Like, that is stamped very crooked. I'm like, yeah, I know. So anyway, these are really pretty, and I'm hoping you can see that that green is foiled. So nice. I'm hoping that shows for you guys. So we'll have those available. And then here are the cards. So you get 5 of each of these. All right. Now here's the interesting thing. Not one of the directions tells you what to do when you pop these out. So you've popped this out to create this card, and you have this piece with this beautiful foil. Definitely using these. Definitely. The same thing with the green, which is this one. You're popping this out, and they didn't tell you what to do with it. So, and I've only come up with a couple because I've been super busy this week, and my husband's phone, seriously, we got our phones at the same time, you guys. We've had them forever and a day. And my motto is use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Well, I love that motto, but you can't really do without a phone. In most of life these days, you kind of need a phone, but especially for my business, how am I going to tape if I don't have a phone, right? So my husband's went completely, the screen, my screen kept fading. It was like it was looking green. I'm like, what is going on with my screen? Then I was thinking, all right, I have to start thinking about a new phone. So I've been doing that for about a week or so. And then my husband woke up yesterday, went to turn on his phone, black, like black. And we finally got it to light up kind of real faded while we were at the store buying new phones. Thank goodness, because they had to have that to transfer all of his stuff. And not everything transferred because his phone was in really bad shape. But now we're learning new phones. Oh my God. Even though we have Samsungs, we had Samsungs, but like I said, they're old. And so it's like, I need to go watch some YouTube videos to find out how to get my voice to text back and all that stuff. Anyway, I digress. But anyhow, lots of these and lots of these. Okay. When I say lots, 5 and 5, but I'm going to show you a couple of ideas of what to do with these. So this is a cool kit, if for nothing else that there's extra. But then we've got these envelopes. Now, they're just plain on the inside, but look at the outside of these envelopes. And yes, that is a foil. That green is a foil. So when you mail these out, look at how beautiful they look when they get sent to your friends and family. So pretty. I love a pretty envelope. Love, love, love. Okay, so because I already pulled out all the stamps, let me show you what the stamps look like. So you get the bird, the flowers, some like dots, berries. Christmas and Merry are separated. Happy Holidays. And then this one is Joyful Thoughts to You This Season. So it's a really nice stamp set. And it goes with the Winterly Treetops and the Winterly Treetops bundles. And there is DSP. And this is from, see if I wrote it down somewhere. I didn't. What? I think it's in the annual. I think it's in the annual catalog. Pretty sure. 99.9 Okay, so we're going to be doing some stuff with that. So I'm going to put a few things away, but try to keep them where I can find them, because that always happens. I never know what I'm doing, and then poof, I'm lost. So, all right. I'm also using some ribbons and some bling that are online exclusives. Here's the thing with online exclusives. I did not check this morning, but the last time I looked, these things were available. But you know how it goes. Like those adorable peppermints. I keep trying, every time I think I'm going to do a video with those little peppermint things, they go out of stock. So I love them, but I don't want to show them because then I'll break your heart. So, okay. So the first one I am going to do, I guess I'll do this one first. This little alternative is going to take this card and my paper trimmer, and I am going to trim off this portion. So what I did to even it up, because if you look, there's the fold line. That does that because when you're doing a tri-fold, your folds are off a little bit. So I'm folding it like that so that I can line up and get it as close to this, because that's going to be my card. Okay, so this is going to be my card that we are making. Now I want this frame, and I'm going to hold on to this because I believe I use it in another one, but I want this frame to be 4 by 5 1/4. But if I cut it right at, like cut it right there, then this side I believe is going to be thinner. Yes, it would. So I'm going to move it over just a smidgen and cut, and then see it's thinner than this one. So now I'm going to flip it around. It's probably not, if you want to take the time and measure it and get it exactly perfect, knock yourself out. You know how I feel about perfection, so that won't be happening here on this video. But now we have pretty close to even Steven edges. Now I need to do the even Steven here. And these are, if you go like this, these are like pretty much identical to the same width. So I know I want this to go to 5 1/4. Right now it's 5 1/2. So I'm going to go to 5 1/8 and trim, and then flip that around and go to 5 1/4 and trim. Okay. So now I have those pieces trimmed for that card. If you guys saw how many things are piled right now, if you don't hear a crash during this video, it's awesome. But if you do, it sounds about normal. Okay, so now here's the front of my card, and I'm going to do the inside. Now, I'm not going to emboss for you. Where is that one? Hold on, let me grab it. It's in here with the next card. Okay, but I want to show you what I did. That piece, the square that I took out, I stamped this sentiment and embossed it, but I'm just not going to do that. I'll do it later, but the embossing gun is so loud that I just don't like to do it on the video. But you guys get the idea for that. And that stamp comes from somewhere. Oh, it's right here on top. I hesitated ordering this, the Christmas labels bundle, but it is so stinking cool that I couldn't control myself, and my FOMO took the best of me. Look at the labels. Aren't the labels cool? So this is the label that I used here. And if you look closely, I'm going to stand up to see if you guys can see this very well, but it has like slits in it. And I literally took, that's not going to work. I took my take your pick tool, but we'll just use the scissors that are here for now. And I reached in and I lifted them a little bit. It may not stay, you know, when you mail it, they might flatten back out, but I wanted to point out that there was some, the word's not coming, some difference in the cuts. I just thought it was very cool, but look at how pretty that looks. So pretty. I really like it. So imagine that on the front of this card when we are done. Okay. All right. So now what am I doing on the inside? Well, I'll move that aside because I need it for another card we're going to be doing. And that's the thing. When I did this, I knew I was going to still use this piece. So save it. Hey, I really like to use as much as I can. So this is the inside of my card. And I want to peek at what I did so that I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm going to take the shaded spruce, which did come with your kit. And I'm going to take this little leaf. And I am going to stamp some leaves. Oh, look, that looks terrible. So I'll stamp another one on it. Oh, I hate when that happens. But you know what? I'll live with it. And I don't think these are going to show, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that should be good enough, I think, for what I did. All right. So now I'm going to adhere this so I can take a look and go, oh, see, now there's still a problem. So I think it's going to be covered, but I don't want to take any chances. So I'm going to make sure that I have leaves everywhere I think I need to have leaves. What the heck? It's a good thing I know that's going to be covered. Ooh, that was loud. I'm sorry. This is why, this is me. This is pilot error. It's not the stamp. And look, holy Hannah, you guys, this one's going to have to go to a friend who understands me. But you can take one of these sand erasers and try to take some of it off. I don't think they work that well, honestly. People swear by them, but look, didn't really do anything. So, anyway, so that's the mess I'm making with that one. I'll stamp a sentiment or something over that so that it looks like it's nothing. I just don't know what yet. So now I'm having this frame that I'm going to center. And yeah, I know that my leaves look really goofy right now. That's okay. I'm not done. So in this pile, I don't think I have a loose one. Nope. I'm going to grab this bird right here. And I'm going to put that on there. And because it's on the inside, I am not going to use dimensionals. Would the color lifter work? Not really. Let me grab it. because these are water-based inks. Let's try it, but no. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Does not do anything. Which stinks, right? So, you know what? I'm going to see if there's a sentiment. Okay, so the front is going to say Merry Christmas. So what can I put on there? I'm going to see. We'll see if this works, you guys, to cover up that schmutz. Yep, no problem, Barbara. Always happy to try, especially when I'm live. If I'm not ever live or you see this later, feel free to still ask. Okay, so now here's where I'm going to see how I do with hiding this. Ha! Not bad. Not bad. So yay, I'm glad I gave that a try. And it still works with the Merry Christmas to you on the front. All right. So now we can add some adhesive to the little bird and then cover up the mess I made. But yet you still get the leaves. So see, you get this really pretty inside with this one, and here it is, so this way you can see. That's what this card looks like. Isn't that fun? And this one, you can see the leaves are all sparkly. So this uses the whole piece of the trifold card. So that's very cool. So, okay, on to my next one. The next one uses, I already pre-tied the bow. These are online. As far as I know, it's called Dotted Ribbon. And it looks like that. It's red with gold polka dots. So, love that. It's fun to play with. And we're going to be using that piece I cut out. Some, what color is this? Shaded spruce, duh. And we're going to set that in there. You definitely are going to want a piece of basic white on the inside, unless you're going to write with like a white or gold gel pen on the inside, like anything that you want to put in there. That could be really pretty. Just remember not to close it until your gel pen has completely dried. Then I have, oh good, I do have a piece of white. Okay, so I did do the inside of this one too. Yay! So, this paper comes from the paper that matches this kit. That's not really part of it. I think I have the wrong stuff sitting in here. Yeah, that one doesn't go with this. I cut things up and I put them inside, but that's the wrong one. But this paper goes with the Winterly Treetops. I believe it's called Winterly Treetops 2. Nests of Winter. So, very pretty. Okay, so I've already trimmed it to 5 1/4 by 4, but then I'm looking for my other inserts. I don't know what I did with them. Hopefully they're here somewhere because I think I'm going to need them in a minute. But then I took my cutting tool, and y'all know how to cut a window out, right? I started this one. It's where you put the stamp in place, or the DSP in place, and you run your blade just partly, and you turn it and turn it and turn it. And I left it cut by just a hair, just so you guys could see. That's usually what I do. I usually have like a corner that isn't, you can overcut, that's fine, but then I have this piece, okay? So now I have this piece for the cover of my card. And I'm going to be using Humble Home, which I put the house back. So let me grab a block from my block pile. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this to the front of my card. So I'm going to get the front of the card up just about ready. And you'll see the grains are running up and down, but there'll be a little trick to that in just a moment. Then I'm going to adhere this, and I can already tell I did not cut out my piece of white that I need. So I'm going to have to grab that too. I seriously sat down every time. I sit down and I think, what don't I have? And I looked inside and went, I have everything for this, but I don't. All right, 1 second. I need a piece of basic white, and I want to cut it. Hold on, I don't want you to see the finished card. Well, I guess I can show it to you. So I'm going to cut it at about 2 3/4 by 3 1/2-ish. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 3/4 by 3 1/2-ish. Okay. All right. So now I'm using the Humble Home, which is also in the catalog, and it has this awesome punch. I did hear that the punch was on back order, but it could be back. I don't know. You know, I don't even want to tell you my opinion of that, but you can probably tell. But if you can't get the punch, this little house is super easy to cut out on its own. So, you know, don't let that stop you if you really like this idea. So now on here, I am going to stamp. Now I tried to do Merry and Christmas together on one of the cards. I don't remember which one. But I couldn't get them. Wow, this needs to be cleaned. I couldn't get them close enough, okay, to do them together for my comfort level. All right, so I'm going to stamp them separately. And this stamp, this sentiment is from the Paper Pumpkin Kit. So I'm going to stamp Christmas here at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab the Merry. Try to get it the way it'll make sense to me. Okay. And I'm going to center that right over Christmas. So now I have Merry Christmas and a very dirty stamp block. And that'll go on here, okay? So I always really love the paper pumpkins just as they come, but I feel the need to change them. I don't know why, most of the time anyway. So you're going to notice that this is off-centered. I'm dropping it a little lower. That's because I'm going to put this up here. So that's going to change the way it looks, right? So now I have this piece left over. Nope, this piece left over. And for here, it's going this way, but for the house, I want it to go this way. So I'm going to ink it up and stamp the house right on there. Yes, I should have a foam underneath. Okay, so it's very cute as is. It's adorable. But I am going to color it, and for that, I just grabbed some markers. This is Poppy Parade, Shaded Spruce, and the light, I think this is the light gray granite. And that one I am going to use to color in the doorway. This house is going to have a brown door, but I didn't want it too brown, right? Because then you lose all the pretty of the dots and the little heart that are part of it. So this actually looks a lot darker, but I know this is the right shade. So I think it's going to lighten up. If not, that's okay too. Then I'm going to take the Shaded Spruce, and I'm going to use the pointy end, and I'm going to color in some highlights on the house around the windows, just these and these little scallops. I could use the brush tip, but I was afraid I'd make a mess on live video. Not that that ever happens to me, ever. Okay, you can stop laughing anytime now. And then I'm going to do that up here also. I also like the point because then you can kind of get into these where the scallops go really tiny. Is it perfect? No, it is not. This is Carrie Beglow, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. If you are looking for the perfect demonstrator, you gotta keep looking. And then I'm going to do a little bit there at the top. Now, I'm also going to use this for the roof. This is that, I'm having this feeling I grabbed the dark one, but it'll work. Oh no, it's starting to lighten up. Can you see that? It's starting to lighten up. So I think my other one that's been sitting for a while has lightened up. But look at how close it matches to this. That's why I liked it. I thought, you know, that's almost the same color. And then we're going to do the little chimney in the Poppy Parade. I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to color in this heart. Kind of works. Kind of. All right. So one thing I forgot to do is I wanted to second generation this house onto this. I have to remember to close my glue, you guys. And then I complain about it later. So I want the house, and I don't want it full strength. So I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it right there. So we have a lighter version of the house on the inside, a very crooked version. So let's try that again. I still think it's going to be crooked, but so there we go. With a lighter version of the house, and then I need another stamp from here, and I'm going to just go ahead and put it on this block. Gonna have green fingers, and this is also from the Humble Home. It says from our house to yours. And I will stamp that right over the house. Isn't that cute? I think it's so cute. And then I'm going to take this. This was a leftover piece when I trimmed down for the cover. I'm going to move that out of my way before everything becomes green, not just my fingers. And the back of this is really pretty too, but it doesn't go with the card, so we're not going to use it. I love paper. I think scrapbook paper is the coolest thing. And I don't know if I told you guys this story before, but back in the day, those of you who were scrapbooking and paper crafting might remember that paper like this came one-sided all the time. All the time. You couldn't get double-sided paper. It just didn't happen. So when it came out with double, we were all like, why would you do that? Why do you have double? Now I don't know what side to use. And now it's like, thank you for the double-sided paper. Okay, so what am I forgetting? I am forgetting that I need to cut. Oh, I already did. Duh. So I've already cut this up, right? So now I have this for the inside. This would have been really cute with those little like candies, the little peppermint candies on the outside, but I'm purposely not putting them on there because you can't order them right now. So it's a bummer. All right, now I can take my little house, punch it out, hand cut it out, whatever you need to do, and slide it in there. I didn't give myself a whole ton of room with this one. And you'll see it cuts other things. It cuts a little heart and it cuts a different chimney. So if you wanted to do your chimney, you know, with another piece, you could paper piece this together. So now the house is going up on dimensionals. Hope you're all still with me. It looks like you are. That's good. That's good. So, here we go. So far we've done 2. Well, almost. I haven't quite finished this one. So I'm going to put the little house right there because I know that I'm putting the bow on. And I did the bow trick, which I've taught you guys before, about when you put on your tear and tape to fold a piece of it back, then you get a loose piece and it helps the tear and tape stay in place. And then I'm just going to put that right up here at the top. And ta-da, there is your card. Isn't that fun? And here's my original. So you can see, I think I may have used the lighter shade because this one has a lighter shade door, but this one looks just fine. It's totally okay. So, but there you go. Those are the cards, and I did the same thing on the inside of that one. I just did it up, I think I did it up a little higher. Not much. So there is our next card. And I'm not sure where I'm tossing them, but I think they're going over there. Okay, so I'm going to move the Humble Home, which is just an awesome, I'm going to move it off the desk, but it's awesome. If you guys are interested in this, you can get it on my website, MemoryINKers.com. And it's so cute, and it's not just for Christmas. I mean, you can do this for baking cookies, because look, you could do the brick house and add the doors and windows. You don't have to do a gingerbread house, although it is stinking cute. But it has everything. So I'm going to set that aside so I can clean it later. All right. Now, onward and upward, as they say. So I've already showed you that stamp set. All right, here we go. I have that. And what do I have here? So I am going to be taking, did I cut the paper for this one? I did not, but I can show it to you. I'm going to do something similar. I am popping this out, and I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to cut this piece off right here. And I know that I'm going to want it 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to just go ahead and trim it. I'll show you the finished card with this one, because I did not, I didn't cut the DSP. But I have this leftover piece, and of course I have to trim this off, right? And I used some of that paper that I just showed you. There you go. Isn't that fun? And then this is just a piece of shaded spruce. It was like a scrap, and I covered it before I attached the thank you with Wink of Stella like several times, because I couldn't get this beautiful shine because I don't have that green in an embossing powder. If you do, you might be able to get that done, but it gave it some sparkle to kind of match that. And then I just used some of our awesome sequins, and you see how it looks on the inside. So that is what I did with this piece. Okay? I figure that's pretty self-explanatory. You guys don't necessarily need to see me do that one. All right, so I've got this one at 4 inches, and now I'm going to do 5 1/4. And I think I'm done with my trimmer. All right, so now I have some Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, sorry. Coastal Cabana. Calypso Coral is totally a different color. It's an orange. And bone folder, there it is. What did I do for the inside? Anything? Oh, did. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to get the inside done. And I'm going to grab this again. And I'm going to grab my little branches. And I'm just going to stamp some leaves, being careful not to rock, because you see I've got a big mess over here, which I should just grab something and clean it and see if I can keep it clean. We'll try. We'll try, but there's no guarantees. And I'm not worried about overlapping them, but I am kind of trying to make them go slightly different directions. So there we go. I just wanted to have something on the bottom of this one. So that is going to go on the inside of my card. What happens when you leave it open. I know it was closed right there, but I've been leaving it open, like, I don't know why. Because I set it down to go do something, and then I forget. So right now, what you guys can't hear is in my head, I'm going, put the lid on, put the lid on, put the lid on in my head, so that I remember once I get this set to put the lid on. Like that. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this to the front. So I just love tearing apart ideas. This is why I like casing. If you guys don't know what that is, C-A-S-E. Copy and stamp everything. It's like you take what Stampin' Up! Gave us as a really fun and cool idea, and you change it up and make it your own. So I don't need this, so I'm going to set that aside, because you saw it could be definitely used for other projects. Now, I want to stamp Happy Holidays, but this time I'm going to do it in Blueberry Bushel, which is this color here. So, here it is. Happy Holidays. And I'm going to stamp that right up here. There we go. Then I want some more branches, and look. This is the wrong size block. I know it is. It's just, I've got blocks set up for other videos that I need to tape. And, yeah, just make myself crazy. So I'm going to just stamp some on here in the background, because we're going to need them. think we'll do one more for good measure. That's probably all I need. All right, so now this is going to get adhered to the front of the card, like so. I love that we have so many of these and the little shaded spruce pieces, because they're pretty and can be used for so many things. So I'm putting that up just slightly, you know, so it isn't centered. There's more space down here, but I'd like it to be semi-straight. Perfection is overrated, as you know. All right. Okay, here's where I get to have some fun. I am taking leftover pieces. I know I'm going to use the cardinal. And this piece, I believe I'm using. And I'm using part of this piece. And I'm using this piece. Okay, so the first thing I am going to do, I'm trying to look at my sample and see what I did. Okay, I'm going to cut this little birdie out. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to trim him out. And I'm going to go ahead and give him as much of the same white edge as the other stuff has, just for consistency. I am not the world's greatest cutter. Okay, so now I've got that. I've got my cardinal. Got that piece. So now I want this piece. And I'm going to trim it a little bit closer. Okay, and that is going to go up here, but I'm not going to glue that down just yet. And I believe I'm using this one also, so I'm going to get it ready, because I think that one is going to go here, but without this. So I'm going to save that leaf for another card. Okay, and that's going to kind of go there. And then this is going to go here. So see how I need to do this before I glue stuff down. Okay, I'm not using this piece. And I am going to have the cardinal. So I'm going to hold these up here so I can tuck them in later. And I am going to use dimensionals on the back. This is going to be a very dimensional card, but I thought it was really fun. Now remember, when your paper pumpkin, if you've got this paper pumpkin, or if you don't have this paper pumpkin, you can get the awesome designer series paper. And there's all my cuts. You can cut out birds and things from this paper and all of the leaves and all of that, and you could recreate this using maybe different DSPs for these backgrounds. But so don't despair if you did not get this paper pumpkin. Plus there's the awesome stamp set Winterly Treetops, which is, by the way, a bundle. And the bundle, in case I didn't tell you, the bundle comes with a bunch of dies. So you get this outline. You can't see it because I've got it all here, but you've got things that'll cut out a lot of the stuff that is either a stamp, or these things are in the designer series paper. So, and I am going to show you another card, which we'll see how time goes. If I'm going to make you a third card that shows it using that paper, which I'd like to do, because sometimes, you know, not everybody subscribes to Paper Pumpkin. I know that. You know that. All right, so I'm putting that there. So now I can see, definitely, I can squeeze that in there. But I'm still going to wait for a minute to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I am going to put this, my cardinal is going to go here. So I know that his head, because this is already popped up, his head is going to need 2 pop dots or Stampin' Dimensionals on it. So I'm going to put one on, take the backing off, line up another one. So now it's too thick. So the reason I'm doing that is because then he'll be even. If I did one, his little head would bend back because it would be too, it wouldn't be tall enough. So let me add some more dimensionals to our little birdie. Did you guys see that? It must be really windy out there and I can't hear it from down here. So hopefully, or no. So, okay, so now I'm putting my little bird right there, my little cardinal. And then, oh, you guys, I totally lost lights, but we're going to keep going anyway. My tablet is spinning, but, okay, my phone is going. So, we're just going to plug along. I can't imagine why the power went off. That is so odd. So this little guy, he's going to go up a little higher. So he might need 2 dimensionals too. And it's back. And it's gone. Oh man, I don't know what's going on. That is so weird. It's not storming, so it's got to be wind. All right, so I'm going to set that right there so that it's down. And now I've got my bird double popped up. Just like the cardinal. And he's going to go right there. And then I think I'm going to skip that one. I'm just not going to put it on there. So now here's the fun thing. Can't believe I'm doing this in the dark with the power out. I paid my electric bill. Just saying. I paid my electric bill. That is so strange. All right. So these are called Cherry Cobbler Pearl and Adhesive Backed Berries. And I am adding them on. These are also an online item. I need my Take Your Pick tool. And it's not going to line up perfectly, but you can get it really close to popping up the berries on this. And there's some clear berries, which I am not using. So I'm hoping y'all can see. I can't see on my tablet if you're commenting. It's spinning like Spinner Town. So hopefully you guys can still see this and are not like in dismay. Okay, so there we go. So this one is completely done, and I'm so sorry about the power. I'm going to skip showing you how I did this last card, but I am going to show it to you. So this is the one that I said I did with the designer series paper, and see one of the extras of this awesome leftover piece. These are pieces I cut out of the designer series paper.